Silva offered Diego Lopes $10,000. No, I apologize. He offered him his entire purse. That Diego would not be able to take him down. Not once. Not one time anywhere in the fight will he be able to secure a takedown. And I got to tell you, I've never heard that kind of bet before. Like, lots of things come up at press conferences, and it's something silly where they're going to vote over tattoos, or a number of times they've bet, I bet that you go for the first takedown, as though there's like a pride and an honor in the guy that is willing to stand. It's never gotten over. The audience has never cared who shoots first versus who's willing to stand and bang. But the phenomenon that the audience cares has lasted since 1993. And I'm just explaining to you, this is a little different. This is not that you go first or that I don't go for any takedowns at all. It's both. We both go out there and we both do MMA. I'm just saying I will give you my entire purse if at any point in this 25-minute contest you secure a takedown. And I don't really know. I'm not against it. Now, I don't want to see a guy give his purse away. I don't like the idea of that in the least. I'm talking about from a fundamental talking point, which is all you can hope to leave a press conference succeeding at doing, is that you've created a talking point where people will leave and go, wow, did you hear this? What'd you think about that? Now, Diego turned it down. Diego said, no, that dude's not a rich man, and he's got a family, and he needs his money, and he's not leaving there with a win bonus. I'm not taking his show purse. All right. So you have the conclusion of it, but what exactly was the point? What exactly was Jon Silva's point? Was it his wrestling is so good? Was it an acknowledgement that Diego Lopes has really good wrestling, which, by the way, he does. And he's training in a Division I room at Oklahoma State under David Taylor. Those are great storylines. And so Jon's point is, even though I'm not under David Taylor in a Division I room at Oklahoma State, I'm better at this one thing than you. Is that the message? I don't overly get it or get how it pertains. And I say this as a wrestler. I wish that wrestlers got more credit. I wish that you being able to control where the fight goes, like, got more credit. It just doesn't. So I'm a little bit lost on this. Now, Jon Silva was caught on video, and I'm glad they caught this video. This was beautiful. They revealed to him the poster for UFC Noche. So Silva had arrived in town. When you get to town, the worst thing that you have to do on fight week, aside from making weight is colossally the worst experience you'll have. But the second worst experience that you will have is you have to sign the posters. And it is just mind-numbing, and you do it with a great face because the person that you really feel for is the employee that has to turn the pages 100 times while you sign 100 posters, and then they have to get the next person on the card. 11 fights, 22 athletes, 2,200 turnings of the page to 22 athletes that don't want to be there. It is the worst part about fight week. And nobody knows where these posters go. Nobody knows what happens to them. And if you're selling them for $100 or whatever you're doing, every fighter on the card would rather just give you $2,200 and be able to go along their way. I share this with you because when Jon gets there, this is when he sees the poster. He gets the reveal, and it's him. It's him and Diego Lopes, and they're on the top of the bill. And they got those 3 little letters that he's dreamed of, UFC. He's the one for an entire night, for an entire card, for an event of Noche, which comes once a year and has only come 3 times in our lifetimes to this point. It was his face. And he broke down in tears. And it was a very real moment, but there was something that I appreciated about it. And what I appreciated about it is that he has not yet got too big for his britches. The kind of guy that comes out and throws out a challenge, and he's willing to put all the money that this whole thing is for, that his trainers, his managers, right, he owes everybody a percent. He's not going to have a bank account big enough to cover the spread that he will owe to his trainers and to his managers if he doesn't get that show money. Is generally not the kind of guy to be humbled by seeing his face on a poster. And I thought that it was very telling. I thought it was a very cool thing to see. A lot of times the lights get too bright. And the reason that I'm going to dwell on that phrase is I don't believe that it is any more than that cost Diego Lopes a victory in his last contest. I don't believe that Diego had brought his skills with him. I believe that Volkanovski had been in that spot 10 other times, that Volkanovski was used to it. He was used to the pacing. He was used to the pressure. He was used to the air in the building that gets sucked out of it if you're the one coming out at the end of the night. And I believe that Lopes wasn't. And I don't believe that Lopes fired. And I believe that when things went bad, they went to worse and they started to unravel from there. And the good news, when you go through that, it doesn't happen twice. You don't choke because of an environment twice. It can happen to you once. And I don't predict that's going to happen to you with Lopes again. And so when I see Gene Silva, and it's his first time in a main event, and it's his first time on a poster, and it's his first time with all these eyes looking at him, I thought that it was very telling. From a performance standpoint, right? Like as an artistic video left to interpretation by us, the viewer, in this case, me. I saw a very humble guy. I saw a guy that still has big dreams. I saw a guy that has not arrived where he's trying to get to yet. And it told me a lot. I was predicting Lopes in this fight. I think that the matchmakers, or rather the odds makers, have got it wrong. That they got a guy coming off a loss versus a guy coming off a win, and that has swayed them. And the old adage that you're only as good as your last fight, I think that has infected my own partners over at DraftKings. But now that I'm seeing the humility and the goals and the drive and the appreciation, and any time in life, not just fighting, but as soon as you lack gratitude, that is the first step to the beginning to the end. Your career, your job, your relationship, whatever your goal is, the moment gratitude is removed from that equation is the moment that ship starts sinking. And I thought it was very telling. And if you guys missed it, I wanted to bring it to your attention. I appreciated the call out. I don't really get it. I appreciate the takedown and the bet. I don't really get it. But I more appreciated the reaction to bringing honor to his career, his team, and his family. And the first time that he saw it, that he saw his face and his name in lights on top of a bill. And it's making me change the way I'm looking at this fight. And I'm not as going far enough yet as to tell you that I'm picking him. I'll let you know who I'm picking tomorrow. But it is making me reconsider whether or not I should be picking him.